All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over Facebook ads. It's going to be our Facebook ads tutorial for beginners for 2018. Really, any Facebook advertisers that are just getting started or trying to improve their campaigns, this will help. If you're an advanced advertiser already, this video is not meant for you. It's really meant for, going through all the different things in Facebook and Business Manager so you can understand how to get started with running ads, everything you need to know. So let's jump right in. So the page I'm going to be running my ads for today is Farmhouse Goals. And the way we run ads is through Business Manager. So what you want to do if you don't have Business Manager set up already is go to business.facebook.com, go through their prompts, set up your Business Manager. It's going to create a shell where you can see all your ad accounts, all your pages. You can upload offline event sets here. You can add your Instagram accounts for all your different pages. So you come into business settings after business manager, you're able to manage basically everything in there a lot easier than trying to use just the old format with the ads manager. So business manager definitely gets started in here. They have a ton of prompts and tutorials and guides on Facebook. Just search business manager setup, business manager help. There's a ton of guides to get started. What we do is, so we connect our page to our business manager, very easy. So you just take your page, you connect it right to your business manager, and then we create an ad account for each page. So we have an ad account for beachfront decor, an ad account for farmhouse goals, and one for surfside PPC. What we want to do is run an ad for farmhouse goals, and what we're going to do is try to drive sales for our website. So here's our Facebook page for farmhouse goals. You can see we just kind of added a few things here. We uploaded our profile picture and everything, so we don't have much on our page. So that's why this is really meant for beginners. We're using this page because it works better for, we're not going to use an established page and say look how easy it is. We're going to kind of show you here's what to do when you're just getting started with Facebook advertising, with building your Facebook audience. So make sure you set up everything. Get your shop now button here, or whatever button works best for your business. Make sure you have some posts on your page. Make sure you set up, your story, your profile picture, your cover photo. Just make sure your Facebook profile looks professional and complete. So once you have that, it's pretty easy to get started with ads. The one thing I want to go through real quick is boosting posts. So what you can do is it's saying, okay, Farmhouse Goals has added a shop now button to their page. I wouldn't obviously boost this, but if you click on boost posts, what you can do is choose the audience you want to target. So just click here. You can, adjust your audience, your locations. Come down here, you could set your budget, duration, how long you want it to run it until a specific date. It'll say how much you're going to spend per day, and it'll usually show you a total budget. Then you just set up your currency. The main thing to make sure is you set up in the right ad account. So I want to make sure I set it up in Farmhouse Goals, and then whatever your payment method is. So pretty self-explanatory for boosting posts, but my recommendation is not to do it unless you have a huge budget, because it really doesn't drive the results that you're looking for when you're trying to, send people to your website and get them to drive sales. The only reason I would boost the post is if I had a pretty big Facebook audience. Let's say my Facebook audience was, I don't know, 100,000 people. I put a post out there about, one of our discounts, and it only reaches 5,000 people. If you want to boost it and try to reach, an additional 10, 20,000 people in your audience who are already engaged with what you're doing, then that makes sense. I mean, if you've taken time to build your Facebook audience and they love what you do, you get good engagement and everything, and you just want to increase your engagement, that's the only reason why I would boost posts. Otherwise, it just doesn't really make sense to me. They don't really have a great goal. It's really for reach and engagement. So you're just kind of trying to get people to engage with the things you're posting. It might make sense for some businesses in terms of awareness, but for like e-commerce, or if you're trying to drive leads for like a marketing business or accounting business, whatever it is, it's really not going to work well for you. I'd highly recommend just running straight Facebook ads. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open our ads manager account. So we just click here right into our ad account for Farmhouse Goals. I'll show you ads manager real quick. So they've recently just put Ads Manager and Power Editor together, so they're no longer split. It's the same thing. It's all in Ads Manager. So what you can do is just create all your changes here, and then you publish them as you go. So they made kind of Ads Manager more similar to Power Editor, and then they kept a lot of the statistics in here. So pretty good setup now with Facebook. They made it a lot easier than it used to be. What I want to do is go through each of these links pretty quickly. So the first one I want to go through is Creative Hub. So right here, Creative Hub. This is where you can kind of collaborate, whether it's with clients or with creative teams. You can create a project. So let's just say I say, okay, we're going to try to promote farmhouse decor. What you can do is create mock-ups for specific types of ads. So you can come in here and say, okay, here's a single image ad, here's a carousel ad, here's a canvas ad, here's an Instagram ad, and you can kind of work with a team all in this page here, and put all your mock-ups here, put all your different creative here, different things like that, and then you can come up with your final ad at the end. So definitely great for if you have a team of people that are working together on creative. It also helps with clients if you're trying to show, hey, here's 3 ads we've designed, which one do you like, which one do you think we should kind of go off of which brand works best for you. So that's kind of how that's what Creative Hub is. Really good for collaborating with people on creative. So audience insights. So this is where you can see all sorts of things about the custom audiences, whether it's your retargeting audiences. You can connect pages here. You can add interests. You can try to figure out more about kind of some of the audiences that you've created, about your retargeting audiences, about your email list, maybe even lookalike audiences. So all sorts of things here, and you can get more data about demographics, lifestyle, behavior, interests, education, relationship. All sorts of things here, job titles. So just to pull up an example, I pulled up beachfront decor here, and we have our website traffic for our last 30 days. So this is another website we use with our tutorials a lot, beachfrontdecor.com, just a beach decor website. So you can see is our website traffic. So it's about 4.3 thousand monthly active people it's showing, and it's saying our audience is 82% women, mostly established elite, summit estates, active and involved, good neighbors, relationship status. So for the most part, married. For the most part, people have completed college with our education. It's not showing job titles because we don't have enough data. If we come up here, you can look at household income. So household income about 25%, 150 to 250. So we have a pretty high income audience. 93% home ownership for a home decor website. That makes a lot of sense. You can see household size. So what this helps you with is when you start adding audiences here, like your page like. So let's just say you use beachfront decor page like audience. I can kind of see, okay, what these people usually do is, they use this device. They have these types of purchase behavior. So my people, in my audience search or buy a lot of home and garden products, a lot of household products. It's showing only 2% kid products, so it's not huge, but it's larger than the percentage of Facebook users. So that's kind of how to look at that. So don't just look at the top category, look at kind of the percentage. So like I like to look at household products. So 60% of our selected audience buy household products compared to just 39% of total Facebook users. So that's kind of how that works. They look for the biggest separation between selected audience and Facebook users. So audience insights, great for learning more about your audiences, great for building new audiences and trying to find out, upload your website traffic here, look at what, it looks like. If I look at, all users from the last 10 days, I could look at everyone who's engaged with my Facebook page and just kind of try to figure out, what is the best way to create, new audiences of people that you can target through Facebook ads. So we'll close out of audience insights now. Now, the next thing I want to show you is page posts. So you can come in here and actually schedule posts for your page. You can look at your published posts and how well they did. So you can tell we're not getting a ton of engagement yet because we only have 4 page likes, so we don't get really a lot on our page at all. You can look at your ads posts. You can create them here and you can look at the data for them as well. So this gives you a little bit more for page posts. We manage all this with like a social media like we use Hootsuite, so we just schedule all of our social media posts through there. If you want to create ads posts here, it makes sense. You can schedule posts through here. Sometimes it works a little bit better if you have something just for Facebook and you want to see what it looks like. So that's what page posts is. You can kind of manage everything, look at your published posts and make them into ads posts. We don't use this too often because, like I said, we don't like promoted posts as much, and we just use Hootsuite to manage all of our social media. Okay, so next is automated rules. So if we come back to Ads Manager here, automated rules. So what this is good for is if you're managing a lot of different accounts, if you're managing a lot of different ads for your business, or you're an advertiser and you have 10 different accounts you're managing right now, so you might miss something that happens on Facebook, or you might want something to run. What you could do is create a rule. I could say apply the rule to all active ad sets, all active campaigns, and I could say let me turn off the campaign if the cost per result is greater than $15. So let's just say I need my cost per result to be $15 or less. Maybe it's a sale. So I need to drive, every sale I need to drive has to be $15 or less because of maybe a low profit margin, something like that. So you could say when the cost per result is greater than $15 over the last 14 days, whatever it is. It's also going to throw in lifetime impressions here. You can adjust this if you want. So maybe lifetime impressions greater than 2,000. So now it's saying if my lifetime impression is greater than 2,000, my cost per result is greater than $15 for the last 14 days, turn off the campaign. So it works well. You could also set up emails. It's showing, my name here, and you could name your rule and then create it, and that's automatically going to run daily. And if your rules meet, the requirements that you set, then it's automatically going to do whatever it is. So action, turn off campaign, adjust budget, adjust manual bid. So you could actually increase your budget if you're seeing your cost per results better than you expected. So a lot of different things here with automated rules. I like using them sometimes. We don't have them set up that often in our accounts, but for larger accounts, they definitely make sense because sometimes you just miss things, or you're managing or adding new campaigns, and maybe your existing campaigns are performing well in certain areas. So automated rules definitely can help just give you like an extra set of eyes in the account. All right, so next is ads reporting. So if you come down here, come up to measure and report, so ads reporting, I'm going to go through that and test and learn at the same time. So with ads reporting, it's very similar to Google AdWords reporting. So you click on create report, you can have, adjust your filters. So say any campaign where the impressions is greater than a certain amount, you can look at all the different results, export it. Where reporting actually works well is if you're trying to build reports for clients. Sometimes I'll use this because it makes it a lot easier to just kind of come in here, go look at the past 30 days. You could say, okay, I got to pull my, uh, my report for last month for a client. So I go back to January 1st to the January 28th update, and you can see all your performance, export it, make it look nice, and then you can send it off to your client without having to pull all the data individually. Makes it a little bit easier that way. So this is ads reporting, pretty self-explanatory. If you want to set up reports or if you want to look at certain things like which campaigns are doing what. So a lot more information here than you'll see in Ads Manager. So under test and learn, so pretty self-explanatory as well. You can set up different types of tests, either between two campaigns, between two ad sets, and it's going to say how many conversions are all my Facebook ads causing, which campaign causes the lowest cost per conversion to occur. So you could actually compare two campaigns. You can compare different ad sets. You can set up different tests. It's a pretty recent release for Facebook. They have split testing now. So they let you kind of decide, okay, I just want to split test my creative. I want to split test that. And you can kind of learn different things like that if you come to the learn. So you create a test, you set up tests, and you just test different campaigns against each other. And when you come into learn here, it'll actually show you, okay, what's the test question? Here's the status and test schedule. And you can learn more about, how things are performing. And ultimately, if you're running, 10 campaigns, you can test them all against each other and you can see which campaign is performing the best. So test and learn. Uh, Definitely a great way to learn more about Facebook ads and what's working the best for you, especially in large accounts. In smaller accounts, it might not make that much sense. You can kind of just understand things and see it as it's happening. So we'll close out of these. So next is going to be analytics. So this is just very similar to Google Analytics. When you come into analytics, it'll usually show a screen here where you can click on one of your different pixels. So a pixel is similar to just like a Google Analytics profile. So a Surfside PPC pixel is on our surfsideppc.com website and beachfrontdecor.com website. We actually have them separated in the ad account. So it's showing different monthly active users. If I click on the website pixel here for farmhouse goals, it's going to bring me to a page that looks very similar to Google Analytics, so not much different. Some key metrics, active users. You can kind of look at different people on Facebook, highlights, demographics, page likes, so all sorts of different things. You can look at unique users, top referring domains, top traffic sources, top search engine sources, top pages, so all sorts of things here. Pretty much similar to Google Analytics. If you're already using Google Analytics, you really don't need to come in here as much. The only thing that really helps a lot is kind of looking at people. So if you're getting a lot of page views and unique users, you can see what type of demographics they have, what their household and purchase activities are. Are they desktop, mobile? What type of pages do they like? So you can see a lot of different things about your data for on your website, about your page. You could segment. This is kind of a little bit more of an advanced feature as well, I'd say, because it's something you start doing as you're kind of setting up campaigns and trying to learn more for creating new audiences and trying to find, new ways to use data. So analytics, very similar to Google Analytics, but it's just based on your Facebook pixel or like an app pixel. Okay, so the next thing we're going to go over is Events Manager here. So this is where you set up all the different events that you can kind of track for. So pixels, you can add a pixel to your website. Offline events, you can actually track when someone maybe sees your Facebook ad and goes to your store. So if you're like Dick's Sporting Goods, you could say, okay, we served a Facebook ad to this person, and then they ended up coming to our store and buying something. So there's different ways that Facebook can track that. App events, if you have an app and maybe someone goes in, they play a game, or they buy something, different things like that, you can set up events for your app. Custom conversions, so these are usually based on your Facebook pixel. So you could say, okay, someone has bought something from my store, someone has visited a specific page I want them to visit. And partner integrations allows you to connect your Facebook profile with WordPress, Wix, Magento, Shopify, all sorts of different partners that Facebook has to make it easier and to make them communicate with each other, so you can see when certain events happen, whether it's a page view, whether it's a sale, whether it's someone adds something to a cart, whether it's someone creates an account. You can see all these different custom conversions that will automatically pop in just based on the partner integration. So you definitely want to do that if you have one of the partner integrations. So if we click on Events Manager here, we come over. You can see data sources. So we added our website pixel to our website. If you need to know how to do this, come to the partner integrations. They'll show you how to do it there. Or we also have a video on our YouTube channel about WordPress, how to add a pixel to your WordPress website. So one option you can do there with partner integrations, just come here, click on it, and set it all up. Very, very simple. Data sources. So data sources is where Facebook is going to pull what's happening after people click on your ads, so you can optimize for your key performance indicators. So for us, we have our website pixel on farmhouse goals. So it's measuring, page views here, different events that we can set up, whether it's a sale, like I said before. So offline events obviously get started here, and app events get started. So you can see, different things that happen either in your store or in your app. So that's what data sources is. It's where Facebook gets, what happens after the click on your website, or what's happening on your website or in your store or on your app at all times. Under custom conversions, this is where you want to come in here and set up conversions for your website. Regardless of, these really vary depending on what website service you're using, what content management system you're using. If you're using like a WordPress, it's going to be different. If you're using Shopify, it's going to be different. So look up whatever you're doing, look up the different conversions they have, because they usually have tutorials for how to create custom conversions for really any e-commerce provider, really anything like that. So just check out create custom conversion and then set it up for your specific website. So we have page view and purchase here. Page view just tracks every time someone visits any page on our website. Purchase tracks every single purchase. We just set it up, so we have no activity yet. We actually haven't driven a sale since we set it up, so it's not going to show yet. Once it starts showing, it'll start showing the volume here, and it makes it much easier to optimize for it. If you're not sure if it works on your website, what you can do is either complete like a fake purchase on an e-commerce website, just put something through and then just cancel it or something like that. It'll show up here. There's different ways to check it, or just go to the page where you have it set up, and you can see if it's working. Usually you can tell pretty quickly whether or not it's working. It'll start giving you activity within 30 minutes usually. So that's custom conversions, data sources, partner integrations. This is where you kind of tell Facebook all the things that they need to track so that they can help you optimize your campaign. So it's just a way to give Facebook more data. It's a way for you to use your data better. Now, after you set up your Facebook pixel, after you set up your custom conversions, you want to start thinking about the audiences that you're targeting, the ads you're running, different things like that. So the next thing we're going to go through over here is assets. We're not really going to cover business locations or catalogs. Business locations, self-explanatory, refers to the business where you are actually located. You just set it up like that on a map. Catalogs can refer to any inventory you have, similar to like Google Shopping campaigns. So you can take your e-commerce catalog and upload it to Facebook, and then you could use it for ads and different things like that. When it comes to business locations, Facebook can actually track. So, like I used the Dick's Sporting Goods example before. As long as someone has their phone on and they have GPS and different things turned on like that, Facebook can actually see that someone goes into Dick's Sporting Goods because of one of your Facebook ads. And then if you upload your CRM, like we showed here before with custom conversions, offline events, if you upload your CRM or some of your offline data, they can actually say, okay, this person actually clicked on your ad, they went to Dick's Sporting Goods, and that's the reason why they bought, a new set of golf clubs, whatever it is. So, catalogs, business locations, we won't really go through, but for audiences, this is where you house all of your custom audiences, lookalike audiences, and saved audiences. So custom, we have complete tutorial about audiences if you want to learn more about it. We're going to be using more saved audiences with interests and behaviors. So these are some of the different things you can upload. So customer file, like an email list, or a purchase file, something like that, where people have purchased, given you their address, phone number, whatever it is. Facebook will match it to people who are actually on Facebook. Website traffic, so anybody who's visited your website using the Facebook pixel. App activity, offline activity, and then engagement. So anybody who's engaged on Facebook or Instagram, you definitely want to set up an audience for this because it shows some level of interest in what you're doing. So we're going to click cancel. We're not going to create any remarketing audiences or anything like that, but it's very easy. You could check out our tutorial if you want to look up that. In addition to lookalike audiences, you just use some of these custom audiences you created. What I want to do is create a saved audience just based around farmhouse decor. So I want to reach people who have interest in farmhouse decor, who maybe have buying profiles as well related to farmhouse decor here. So, like I said before, customer lookalike audiences will show in here. You can just add them. But what we're going to do is start with location. So we're going to do people who live in the United States. Age, so we're going to go 30 and up. Our customers 30 and up are more valuable to us, so that's who we want to target. Gender, usually we target women. It's going to really gear towards women, our audience anyway, but we're going to leave it wide open because there's really no reason to cut men out of the equation here. Coming to languages, we're going to do English. That's what our ads are going to be, and that's what our website's going to be. And we don't have a great translate anything great with translation, so we'd rather just target English speaking users on Facebook. We'll come to detail targeting here. So this is where you really narrow down your audience. So it's going to show right now we have 140 million reach with our audience, which is just United States 30 and up and English. So let's come to detail targeting here. What I do first is type in usually the most broad interest I can find. So start with farmhouse. If you click on suggestions, they'll pull up some different things that are similar to the one you entered. So we'll do country living, do rustic furniture, Joanna Gaines. So if you're familiar with Chip and Joanna Gaines show on HGTV, it's very farmhouse themed, so that works for us. Shabby chic, vintage farmhouse, and we'll do country style. And so you're just kind of really looking for audiences that fit the most within what you're offering. So Barnwood, this would definitely work for farmhouse. So now we scroll up and we've narrowed it down to 19 million people. So I want to keep narrowing it. That's still too big for me. I like audiences around 200,000 is like a good number for me, or kind of 150 to 300 is a good number. So what we're going to do is narrow our audience. So now it's saying people have to match one of these, and they also must match, whatever we set up here. So we come in here. Let's go to behaviors. So you can see different things here. So purchase behavior, residential profiles. There's a ton of things. You definitely just need to get familiar with all this. So it would take me like 2 hours to go through every single thing you can target. But we're going to come into purchase behavior, and we'll do home and garden, and we'll do people who buy home improvement and home renovation often. So once you do that, you can click on suggestions, and it'll automatically pull up things that are similar to that. If you want to keep narrowing it down, or if you want to exclude things or something like that. So we'll see where we're down to 11 million now. So let's just say I want to narrow it down a little bit further. One of the things you can do is just come into your first, targeting here and remove the largest audience. So for us, it would be country living. So if we remove country living from this first audience and then come down here at the bottom and we do country living. So this will narrow our audience down a little bit more. So now we're down to 2.6 million people. So still pretty large here. So we'll just narrow it down. We'll do farmhouse now. So narrow further, whatever it is now. I would keep narrowing it down to about 200,000, but we'll come to farmhouse. So, all right, we're down to 390,000. So that's good. I'd probably narrow it one more. But what we're saying is people have to have an interest in one of these different things here. So vintage farmhouse, barnwood, country style, all these different options here. They must match these purchase behaviors of home improvement and home renovation. So these people are constantly buying things to improve their home, whether it's decorative products, whether it's curtains, whether it's flooring, all sorts of things, home renovation as well. So very similar, both of these. Home improvement probably a little bit wider range. And then we're saying they also must match country living, and they also must match farmhouse. So it's 390,000 total people. Definitely beats trying to target 10 million people who have this wide view of interest and different things like that. So you can exclude people if you want. So if you want to exclude certain audiences, maybe people who are couponers or something like that, but we wouldn't really do that here. Add a connection type. So what we can do is say we want to exclude people who like our page. We're just going to target them separately. So you could exclude or add different connections here. So once we click create audience, it's going to have our new audience created here, farmhouse decor. So we have farmhouse homeowners, high income farm decor, and farmhouse decor, along with our remarketing audience, which definitely isn't big enough yet. So it's not going to populate until we get enough traffic to our website. So now we have our audiences created. What we want to do is target these three audiences here, and we're going to test them against each other. So this is kind of the different split tests we're going to be running and the different things we're going to be testing as we go. So we're going to be targeting these three, and if you come into images or videos, so we've uploaded our ads here. So we have our three different ads that we're going to run for each ad set. Each ad set is going to make up these audiences here, so make it pretty easy. This is the size you want to upload. We're not going to go through Canvas and carousel ads. We have separate tutorials on our channel for Canvas and carousel ads, so definitely watch those. What I would recommend doing when you're setting up your campaign is setting up 5 ads per ad set. I know it sounds like a lot, but Facebook's automatically going to serve whatever's driving the best results. So what we're going to do is set up these 3 ads, and then what I would do is go back in, set up a carousel ad, maybe using these images. Maybe I'd use different images. This depends on what I have, and then set up a canvas ad that kind of similar too. So make sure it's all kind of similar, and then you'll have 5 ads per ad set. So for our tutorial, we're just going to have 3, but that's what I'd recommend you doing. Videos. So if you want to upload any videos you have here, we don't have any. For Surfside PPC, we have some videos uploaded, so it definitely makes sense for certain brands. Like for us, for Surfside PPC, that makes sense. But images, you can upload all your ads here, and then it makes it a lot easier to set everything up as you go. So what we're going to do now is set up our campaign. So this is kind of the most important part of everything. So we come back into Ads Manager here. We're in our right ad account. So what we're going to do is click on Create, and it's going to show create new campaign and choose your objective. So the objective for us is going to be conversions, and we're going to be focused on driving sales. Now, some of the different options you have, so we went over, you can upload your catalog. You can actually just do catalog sales and use your catalog you uploaded to target ads. You could use store visits. So again, this would use offline data. You want to upload offline data for store visits. Traffic, very self-explanatory. It's just going to optimize for traffic to your website. It's not going to optimize for conversions, anything like that. They're going to try to serve ads to people who will click on it and go to your website. Engagement, they're going to try to serve ads to people who will just engage with your ad. The people who are most likely to like your ad, share your ad, comment on it, click on it, anything like that. So these are pretty self-explanatory here. Lead generation, you could actually get started with Facebook lead forms. We're going to do a separate tutorial about this. Messages, same thing. You can get people to message you on Facebook. So this works well if you're, trying to offer something and maybe say, hey, message us for, details on this deal, or message us if you need help with XYZ. So messages, another option here. Brand awareness and reach, definitely a lot better for, putting a mass message out there. These are better for large budget advertisers. So I wouldn't really recommend using them that often. I've used these only for an advertiser that had an over $1 million a year budget on Facebook. So everything else, most of our money went into conversion campaigns. So that's what I'm going to show you today is a conversion campaign. One thing I want to show with engagement real quick, if you want to get some page likes on your page, if you click on engagement, click on page likes, it's not a bad idea to just, if you have a new page, just to try to get up to 200, 300 page likes, just so it kind of shows, okay, people have liked this page. Maybe it's new, but I'm going to like it as well and try to help them get started. Along with event responses, if you have events or things like that. Post engagement, pretty self-explanatory, obviously. But page like campaigns, I know page likes aren't as valuable as they used to be, but just getting started with some page likes, I wouldn't put thousands of dollars into a page likes campaign, but if you put a couple $100s into it, try to get up to like 200, 500 likes, however much it is. Usually you can drive page likes for around 20 cents, depending on your industry or topic. So not a bad idea to get started with page likes if you're, especially for us, we only have 4 page likes. So if we just started with that, it might be a good idea. And you could use the same exact audience as you use for conversion. So you actually have 2 campaigns running at the same time. Not a bad idea, just an option for you to consider. But we're going to go through conversions here. So campaign name for us is going to be Farmhouse Goals 10% off sale. And we're going to do continue here. Split test, we're going to create a separate campaign about this, or separate tutorial about it. So you can actually test creative placement, audience, and delivery optimization. We're kind of going to be doing that anyway, just ourselves. So you don't have to create a split test through Facebook to actually split test something. They'll just give you more data. So if we look at our asset library over here and come back to audiences, we're going to start with farmhouse decor, the audience we just created, 390,000. So I like to name my ad sets whatever I'm targeting. So come into our ad set name here, we'll do farmhouse decor. And what you want to do is make sure you put the right conversion here. So right now we're optimizing just for page views, which is not what we want. So we want to click, get rid of that, and go to purchase. There might be add to cart, all these different types of things here that you can try. So what we're going to do is purchase here. So this is the one we created, and it's going to track every time someone visits our, every time someone purchases something, they go to a page that says, thank you for your purchase, purchase complete. So that's what we're tracking right there. Is every time someone visits that page, that means that they purchased on our website. So you can do an offer here. So if you want to do a specific offer for your page that people can get reminders about, you can do it. We're not going to do that here. So what we're going to do is come in here, use the save audience, click on farmhouse decor, and now it automatically just pulls in everything. You don't have to worry about doing anything else. It has exactly what we just created here. So for placements, what we want to do is automatic placements. So if you click on edit placements, it's going to show, okay, you're going to run in Facebook, instant articles, right column ads. You're going to run Instagram feed, audience network, and messenger. So you want to do automatic for placements because Facebook is automatically going to just optimize for the best places where your ads are going to perform. So if the Facebook newsfeed is driving you the most sales, your ads are mostly going to just show up in the Facebook newsfeed. Maybe Instagram works for you, so then Facebook would show more of your ads in the Instagram network. So automatic placements highly recommended. That's what you definitely want to use for your Facebook ads because they'll help you optimize it without you doing any of the heavy lifting. So don't the only reason I would ever test things against each other is if I'm saying, okay, I just want an Instagram specific campaign and I understand that I'm not going to drive as many conversions from this campaign, but maybe it helped my Instagram presence, whatever it is. So we use automatic placements usually all the time. So budget. The only thing here is take your daily budget, divide it by three, or divide it by the amount of ad sets you have. So we're going to use a $30 daily budget, divide it by three. So each ad set is going to be $10 a day, and we're going to set a start and end date. You want to set a start and end date. Don't just run daily. At least run for a few days, at least run for a week, and try to just learn more about what works for your campaign. We're going to run until the end of March. So today is March 2nd as we create this tutorial. We're going to run for 29 days. It's going to say this ad set will spend about $290. So we're going to click on continue. So now we're in the ad portion of it. So you have to make sure you have the right Facebook page selected. So since we have Business Manager, there's all of our Facebook pages connected to this ad account for our ad name. So you just want to make sure you have your ads separated, that you know which is which. So if I come back to images here, I could do farmhouse ad 1, farmhouse ad 2. So do farmhouse ad 1, and I'll be able to know which one it is back to the asset library. Again, canvas or carousel ads, you definitely want to look at our tutorial. For us, we're going to use single image. So what you could do is just come into browse library. Since we already uploaded our images in there, so it's these three right here. They're just not loaded yet. All right, so we've uploaded our images here. We have all three uploaded at a time, so we can create 3 ads at once. Makes it a lot easier. And what you want to do is click on this and customize it for the Instagram feed. The Instagram feed, I prefer to use square images. So you just click on the little crop button here, click on Instagram, click square, and then just pick whatever, what area you want that works best. We'll go with this. We'll go with over here. All right, and then click on Instagram, click square. So this one we'll just do right down the center. Okay, so now it's going to say customize for Instagram feed. So it's going to show the different pictures you have for the Instagram feed or square. So you could actually create the different ads for Instagram and Facebook. They'll actually show up differently. So that's exactly what you want. There's going to be a ton of ad previews here. So it has all 3 different ads. And then it has all the different mobile newsfeed, feature phone, different things like that. So what we're going to do is set up our website URL, our text, headline, call to action. But what I want to go through real quick is the Google URL builder. Okay, so we pulled up the Google Analytics campaign URL builder, and the way this works is you can track your custom campaigns into Google Analytics, and you can actually see everything that you do after you set up your URL. You can see everything that's happening tied back to an ad set, tied back to a specific ad. So what we have here is our Farmhouse Goals March sale, CPC, Facebook, Farmhouse Goals. We're going to take this URL, copy URL, come into Ads Manager, and we're going to paste it here. So instead of just setting up our farmhousegoals.com, we're going to set it up with all this tracking on the URL as well. And the way this works, I'm going to show you in Analytics. Okay, so now I want to show you how the Google URL builder actually works. So if you come back over to our page here, so what we're doing is saying here, we're sending traffic to our website. Our campaign source is going to be Facebook. Our medium is going to be CPC, cost per click. Campaign name will be Farmhouse Goals March sale. Term, so this refers to the ad set or paid keywords in terms of Google AdWords, and content, which refers to the ad. So we come over to our campaigns here in Google Analytics. So you can see campaign, so Farmhouse Goals March sale. If I click on it, it should pull up source and medium. It's going to say Facebook CPC, so this ties back to, right here, source and medium. Obviously, campaign name was Farmhouse Goals March sale. If I click on secondary dimension here and I click on content, so this refers to the ad content. So this is the bottom one down here. So campaign content. It's going to show Farmhouse Goals ad 1. And to come back to the campaign term, what you have to do is actually look for keyword, not term, keyword. So come in here, search keyword, and it'll pull up what ad set that it refers to. So the reason that you do this, so you can see keyword farmhouse decor. The reason that you do this is because if you come into campaign term here, we come back to our asset library. I could see I have farmhouse ad 1, 2, and 3. So for this specific ad set, farmhouse decor, I need to track each ad separately, just like that. And what you can do in analytics here is I can see, okay, this campaign drove through this ad set one user that led to 3 sessions that led to 1.67 pages per session and an average session duration of 1 minute 31 seconds. And you can actually see conversion data tied back to each specific ad. So this is the best way to understand all the data that's happening within your campaign. Not only can you tie back conversions to Ads Manager and Facebook, but you can also tie them back to Campaign URL Builder into Google Analytics just by using the Campaign URL Builder. So makes life a lot easier doing it this way. The most difficult part is making sure you set it up properly. So what we have here is each ad is going to have the same exact tracking URL. So what we have to do is go back to each ad and change it to ad 1, ad 2, and ad 3. And we're also going to have to show you that when we duplicate the ad sets later and we change the targeting for each ad set, we also have to change the tracking URLs to make sure that we're targeting things properly and that we're tracking them properly also into Google Analytics. So website URLs, we have that all set up here using the campaign URL builder in Google. You can see the, at the top here, the URL to use. You could also just search Google URL builder in Google and it'll be the top result. So text is going to be at the top of your ad here. It's something you want to show, what your clear offer is. So our offer is going to be save 10% off farmhouse decor at farmhouse goals using code goals. So what you want with text is a quick offer that's going to make people want to buy and click on your website. So this would work, save 10% off farmhouse decor. You also want things that are unique. So you put something out there and you say, you've never seen farmhouse decor like this. You've never seen, a software that works this well. You need something to sell what you're offering. So for us, save 10% off farmhouse decor at farmhouse goals. We're going to be targeting people who, have shown those types of interests. So hopefully, people kind of engage with this ad, click on it, go through, buy things. The way we're targeting, it should work. In my mind it works, so hopefully it works in practice. So headline here, the headline is going to show up down here. So whatever you want to do, we're going to do save 10% off farmhouse decor. So a little bit of a kind of a call to action here, a little bit of a what the offer is. So under when we do call to action, we could do just shop now, make it very easy for them. It's pulling in text right from our website here, discover the best farmhouse home decor. That's fine with me. That works perfect. You can change your display link and newsfeed link description if you want, but I kind of like the way they have it set up here. Maybe I'll just type it out. Just do discover the best farmhouse home decor for your living room, bathroom, kitchen, dining room, and more. So just shorten it a little bit, and then display link, we could just do farmhousegoals.com, but you can see them down here. They're already pretty good, but I'll just shorten this a little bit, give it a quick exclamation point, just one sentence. So it's saying Facebook pixel, it's using our farmhouse goals website pixel that we set up in the previous step. We have an offline event set for Surfside PPC, but we don't really use it, so that's fine. It's saying my ad may be for housing, employment, or credit opportunities, or you've included I should be fine there. I'm not worried about any of that stuff. If you ever see any of this stuff, just click confirm. If you get, denied with your ads, I know I'm not doing anything for housing, employment, or credit opportunities. It might just be because I have a house image here, but Facebook's not going to deny my ad because I'm trying to sell farmhouse decor. It's probably more of a, they want to double check mortgage opportunities and things like that to avoid scams happening on their website. But we're going to click confirm here. And what it's going to do is publish our campaign, publish our first ad set, and publish our 3 ads. So what I usually do is pause the campaign now because I don't want it to start running before I have everything uploaded and ready to go. So we're going to click on the campaign. It's going to pull up our one ad set. We're going to click on the ad set. So now what we have to do for both of the ads, I'm just going to show it for, ad 2 here. So come back to your asset library, make sure you're using the proper ad 2. So for us, it is image 2, so it actually works out. So we'll do farmhouse ad 2, publish, and we'll do farmhouse ad 3. All right, farmhouse ad 3, publish, farmhouse ad 1, publish. Okay, so we have our 3 ads here, and what we want to do is come into farmhouse ad 2, click edit, and we want to come into the campaign URL builder here and click on farmhouse goals ad 2. So we're going to do this for both of the ads. We're only going to show you for ad 2, but make sure you do it for both of the ads here. So you come into farmhouse ad 2, Going a little slow here. So update your website URL so you have the proper tracking on it. And we're going to click on publish again. Okay, so now we have all of our 3 farmhouse ads. The tracking is all set up properly. So we're going to come into ad sets here. We have our one ad set selected. We're going to unselect our campaign, unselect our ads. So we're in our ad set here. What we want to do is duplicate this ad set. And I want to do into the original campaign, and I want to do number of copies of each ad set. We're going to do 2. So we want to create 2 copies of this ad set. And again, come back up to the asset library here. You want to look at your audiences. So we have farmhouse decor, high income farm decor. So that's what we're going to do for our first one here. So high income farm decor. And all we have to do now, so our conversion is set up properly. Everything should be set up properly. The only thing we really have to do is change the audience that we're targeting here. So we come in, we click on new audience. So what we're going to do is high income farm decor. So now we'll replace our existing audience that we have here. It'll change it automatically, keep the same placements, keep conversions. So everything else should be good to go. Perfect. We're going to click on, we'll publish it. All right, so I changed both of these to high income farm decor. So now we have to change our last one up here. We're going to click on edit, come back to our asset library. So we're going to be doing farmhouse homeowners for this last one. So just change your ad set name, farmhouse homeowners. Come down to our saved audience, change it. Oh, geez. Come down to our saved audience, and we're just going to change it to farmhouse homeowners. And everything else is going to stay the same. So we're going to click on publish. So now the last thing that we have to do is just change the tracking URLs for each of the ads in the different ad sets here, so that we're actually, we're testing each ad set against each other. We can see what's actually driving the best results. So we come out here and we go to farmhouse homeowners, and we do farmhouse goals ad 1. So all you have to do is take this, copy URL, go into this ad set. So go into your farmhouse homeowners ad set, and we come into farmhouse ad 1 and just change it up. And now we have to do that for every single ad. We're not going to bore you and show you us doing it for every ad, but make sure you do it for every ad. You would come up here and, just you come to your ad set library, you see, okay, high income farm decor. So we would do this for the other one, high income farm decor, and change farmhouse goals ad 1, for the specific ad 1 in that ad set. So now we're all good to go. We're going to come back to our campaign screen here. We only have our one campaign. We're going to turn it on. Okay, so now we're pending review, and what you want to do now is just check all your different ad sets. You have 3 different ad sets here. They're all running at a $10 daily budget. They'll all be running until the end of March. After you start running your campaign, you can look at the different columns here: performance, delivery, how many people you're reaching, what the frequency of the ads, impressions, cost per impression, different things like that. You can see performance in clicks, so maybe see some different things about your cost per result and your results. So our ultimate goal, we're going to be optimizing for purchases. So Facebook's not trying to drive, the most website traffic. They're not trying to drive a ton of people. What they're trying to drive are people to my website that they think are going to buy something. So that's the whole goal of using Facebook, is to set up your goal in a way that whether you're trying to drive leads or sales, Facebook is optimizing for your key performance indicator. It's the same way the biggest shift Google AdWords has made is coming out with target CPA bidding, coming out with maximized conversions bidding, because every single ad network now is setting up programmatic advertising opportunities where they'll test things against each other. You don't have to create different split tests in Facebook like I showed before. You don't have to click on the split test button, because what we're doing is we're testing 3 ad sets against each other. They have the same exact ads with the same exact ad copy in each ad set, so I can see what's performing the best. So now what I would want to do is add my carousel ad here, add my canvas ad, and just let things run, let them run for a week, see what's performing well. You might find that one ad set is outperforming the other 2 by a double or triple or something like that. It does happen a lot of times where you just find certain ad sets just hit and they'll drive really great results. So then adjust your budget around. Don't be afraid to put your budget where the most money is coming in. Ultimately, you want a positive return on ad spend. Facebook does give that to a lot of advertisers who come in here, do things the right way, set up conversions, set up pixels, make sure they have audiences set up, make sure they understand all the data that's coming in, and just create successful campaigns. So now you're just trying to optimize everything. Keep a close eye on everything. Let it run for a few days, and then you should be able to optimize and drive more sales for your business. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. This is our Facebook ads tutorial. It's a pretty long tutorial. We went over a lot. But ultimately, just to kind of recap everything, you want to set up Business Manager, set up the pixel on your website. You want to make sure you have your ad account all set up. You want to set up custom conversions. You want to set up your audiences. You want to create your ads, and then you get started with your campaign. So it's not an easy process. It is time consuming. Just creating this tutorial was a little time consuming just because I'm coming in and creating a Facebook ad. So just be prepared to put some time into Facebook. But the more campaigns you create, the more you're in Facebook, the more you're going to learn. So just keep working around in here. You're going to learn everything that's happening, and you'll keep up with all the updates. They constantly change things as you go through. So just keep that in mind. If you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments. And thanks again for watching our video, and please subscribe to our channel.